Good evening, everyone. This is your evening news recap, your nightly news podcast on all the news that I come across throughout the day, giving you my take as somebody who aspires to be a politician in the near future. Hopefully, all you guys are having a wonderful day. Today is Friday, the 18th of July. We're making it through. It's the weekend here. I did unfortunately just get banned on TikTok Live for defending myself from transphobia, but hey, we move on. It happens. It's whatever. Hopefully, all you guys are doing well. It's been an interesting day for me, of course. And it's been an interesting day in the news world. So let's get right into the news. Moving into the first topic today, as we move into our Trump administration segment, the first thing we have is Trump has officially sued the Wall Street Journal and Rupert Murdoch. Trump has sued the Wall Street Journal and Rupert Murdoch for slander and libel for the report they released yesterday, sharing a letter between the president and Jeffrey Epstein. The lawsuit was filed in the South Miami Federal District of Florida and also targets Dow Jones and News Corp. Trump claims that this letter is fake and continues to do so. He's going to lose this case. That's just flat out the truth. There is physical proof of this letter existing. It's not slander in any way because it's real. I mean, Trump wrote it and drew the picture himself. I reported on it yesterday. I can't wait to see Trump lose. I truly can't. It's going to be a wonderful lawsuit to watch, and it's going to be great to see him lose because he rightfully should. He wrote the letter. It's not defamation or whatever he claims it to be. Moving on, Trump has ordered Pam Bondi to release grand jury transcripts related to the Epstein files. Trump has ordered Attorney General Pam Bondi to release grand jury transcripts related to the Jeffrey Epstein case, Trump said in a post on Truth Social. Based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony subject to the court's approval. A judge is expected to make the final decision, which could take some time, and it remains unclear what information exactly the Trump administration wants released. Do we believe this is going to happen, guys? I'll be honest, I don't. I think Trump just wants people off of his back, which isn't surprising because people are still talking about Jeffrey Epstein, as they should be. Trump is in those files. He needs to release them and tell us, how bad of a terrible person he is because he's in them. I don't think, we're going to learn anything new. If he does release something, or either it's going to be heavily edited or it's going to be just as he did with, the Epstein files he claimed to release earlier in the administration with everything just being redacted. Sorry. I highly doubt we see the Epstein files released by this administration anytime soon. Moving on, Trump plans to spend $2 billion at least to reopen Alcatraz. Pam Bondi and other top Trump staffers visited Alcatraz Island on Thursday to announce plans to reopen the federal prison. Doug Burgum, Interior Secretary, said in a post on Twitter, spent the day on Alcatraz Island, a site to start working on and renovate and reopen these sites to house the most dangerous criminals and illegals. In May, Trump announced his desire to do so, which seemingly hasn't stopped. The process would cost taxpayers $2 billion at the very least and would remove a popular tourist attraction that brings tens of millions of dollars into San Francisco. Alcatraz is a historical site and is a part of the national park system, which Trump is actively trying to destroy. Just as any other park, Alcatraz should be preserved and kept as a park. It's an important part of U.S. and San Francisco Bay history. Not to mention, we don't even know if we can really fix the island. They shut it down, because it was already falling apart. While it was running, not to mention the fact that they say it will cost $2 billion to fix, but it likely could be so much more, so much more. Not to mention the facility shut down for costing $5 million to run. With inflation, that would cost $52 million today. It really just doesn't seem overall feasible to run the island, especially with it being, an island in the middle of a freezing cold bay. It really just doesn't seem feasible. Moving on, FBI officials are being told to flag records mentioning Trump. FBI agents assigned to the Epstein files were instructed to flag any and all documents mentioning Trump, according to Senator Richard Durbin. Durbin sent a letter to the FBI and Attorney General Pam Bondi and asked, who made the decision to reassign hundreds of New York field office personnel to this March review of the Epstein records? Why were personnel told to flag records in which President Trump was mentioned? The FBI declined to make a comment on the letter, but Durbin learned that over 1,000 personnel were put on the case in 24-hour shifts and were instructed to flag all records mentioning Trump. This isn't shocking at all. The administration wants to kill off any link between Trump and Epstein. But the good thing is about the internet, people don't forget. There are more pictures of Trump and Epstein together than there are trans athletes in the NCAA, which is an insane stat to say the least. Trump is all over these files, and they need to be public. Like the proof is in the pudding. The reason why he doesn't want them released is because he's in them. I mean, he's just proving everyone's point by doing this. He really is. Moving on, moving on to the other news segments. Sorry, CBS is canceling Stephen Colbert's show. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Stephen Colbert abruptly ended his late night show last night, announcing that it would end in May 26th next year. He told his audience and received boos because of it. He said, "Yeah, I share your feelings," he told the audience, "but it's not just the end of our show, it's the end of the late night show on CBS. I am not being replaced. This is all going away." His show has been the top show since 2015, and this came after he criticized CBS's parent company, Paramount, after they settled in a lawsuit with Trump. Many fans have argued that Paramount used ending Colbert's show to settle the case. This sucks, genuinely. The late night show was super fun to watch. I always enjoyed seeing the clips on TikTok or, seeing it while I scroll past trying to find something to watch. And it's sad to see this show end. It is very possible that this show was used for a wager. I, wouldn't be shocked. And if so, that's extremely messed up. I'm excited to see what's next for Mr. Stephen Colbert. Is he going to do another show? Is he going to retire? We'll see. But, whatever it is, he deserves it, truly. In other news, health insurance premiums are set to skyrocket 75% in 2026. Officials predict that Affordable Health Care Act plans to go up 75% in 2026. On average, it costs $7,452 a year for the program, but this raise would boost the average cost to around $13,000 per year. This prediction comes from the KFF, and one researcher, Cynthia Cox, said these filings are usually hundreds of pages filled with math equations. She would then add, but sometimes they also add this narrative to explain why they're raising premiums. Cox says, pretty much every insurance company is talking about the expiration of enhanced premium tax credits in the ACA markets. This is absolutely insane, to say the least. People need healthcare, and it is already a struggle to get it in this country. Raising the rates by 70% is only going to make that harder and make it near impossible for so many more people to afford it, and that shouldn't be the case. There is no reason why the United States shouldn't have free healthcare. We are supposedly the best country in the world, and all of these other countries who are developed nations have free healthcare. There's no reason why we shouldn't. There really isn't, especially if it comes from the government. Moving on to our final topic tonight, we have an unfortunate one as an explosion has happened at an LA Sheriff Training Center, leaving 3 dead. At least 3 deputies have been killed in an explosion at the LA County Sheriff's Department training facility this morning. The blast has been called a critical workplace incident, but the cause has not yet been announced. LA Bomb Squad had recently brought in 2 devices believed to be military equipment, and it is unknown if they were related to the case or not. Pam Bondi has confirmed federal agents would also be reporting on the incident. This is horrible. My condolences to the families and friends of the 3 sheriffs who passed away, and if anyone was hurt, I wish them a speedy recovery as always. As mentioned, we don't know the specific cause of the explosion, but there is supposed to be a press conference at some point. I haven't seen any news about it's happening, so maybe I didn't miss it. Maybe I did. Sorry if I did. But you know, if anything's insane, I'll let you guys know on what happened. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's episode. Hopefully you all enjoyed. You know, it's been an interesting one, as it always is, but I hope you all enjoyed. If you're on YouTube, please consider subscribing, dropping a like, dropping a comment down below. Our goal is 500 subscribers before August. Hopefully we can get that. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. If you're on Substack, please consider subscribing. All funds go to me. You know, as I've mentioned a million times now, I'm going to college, you know, soon. So all funds will help me pay for food and clothing and all those kinds of things if you're interested. But with that being said, thank you everyone for watching this video. Like, repost it to get the information. I don't know why I said that. Thank you everyone for watching this video, and I will see you all later. Bye.